Well, the first card show of the year is in the books. Dallas Card Show 2025 was crowded and expensive and very fun. Today's also a special day because of this guy. Just had to break it out. Happy Inauguration Day, Trump fans. It is a special day indeed. But let's get into why we're really here. Dallas Card Show 2025. Like I said, very expensive. We had to actually give up our rooms at the show because I went with my friend Steve, his son, my son, and a couple of their friends. And I had reserved 2 rooms. And when I went to check in, all they had left were king rooms, king-size bedrooms. And I had on the online, when I reserved the rooms, I had chosen 2 queen-size beds instead of 1 king-size, and they were out of those, so we had to give them up. They were gracious enough to take them back without charging us, and we ended up having to go down the street, which saved us a lot of money. And we got a suite that had like 2 bedrooms and a kitchen and a living room, and it was just way better. The only downside was we couldn't stay on site, but you know, we just got in the car after trade night, drove about 2 or 3 minutes down the street, and when we came back on Sunday, we did the same thing. So it wasn't bad, I guess, but it was just inconvenient. The parking garage filled up really early. We got there. We didn't even try to park in the parking garage. We always park across the street and save $10. But even if we wanted to pay $10 to park, we couldn't have this time because it just was packed. So I guess that's a good sign. You know, this is always one of the coolest shows of the year because it's the first show after the holidays. NFL playoffs is in full swing. And people came out for it. So that was fun. You know, it kind of made for some inconveniences. People were kind of plowing through folks in the aisles, and some people have human decency and some people don't. And, well, mostly, there was one guy that barreled through a bunch of us, and I had to turn around and say something to him. But mostly it was a lot of, excuse me, pardon me, you know, letting people go in front of you or saying sorry if you went in front of them. I mean, if you were just a, you know, decent person, you could make it work. But there's always one in the bunch that doesn't know how to do that. But let's get into a couple things with that. Let's start with the things that I saw. I saw this Nirvana ticket that was really cool. Not a ticket guy, but as I think about the ticket market, you know, we're going to digital. I don't even know that they give tickets that often anymore. I think you have to ask, like if you're going to a game that you want to commemorate with a ticket, a lot of times you've got to ask for the ticket to be printed off. And that is getting more and more difficult to do. But this was a cool one from '94. It was the April 5th concert, and it looks like it was supposed to be in well, I can't really tell where it was supposed to be, but it was canceled because Kurt Cobain died on April 5th, 1994, and this was supposed to take place on April 19th. So 2 weeks before this concert was supposed to be held, he killed himself. So I thought that was a cool ticket. I didn't know if it would be worth more if he actually played at it. I thought maybe if it was an actual ticket from a show that he played, I'd maybe be more interested in picking it up, but it's a beautiful ticket. Next, this was probably the most amazing card I saw all weekend. It's the 97 Metal Universe Championship, Michael Jordan Precious Metal Gems, 7.5. I saw a couple of these, if you can believe that. Dallas always brings out the best cards. This was no exception. I've been looking for this card, been wanting to find something affordable in this card. A PSA 9 is probably a little out of my range. I probably could have traded into it, but gorgeous card. I'm just afraid to get into any of these 96 Kobe's that could potentially green. This one looks really good, but you just don't know how long they're going to stay that way. It's tough because it's one of my favorite all-time cards. I just don't know about taking the plunge. Another great card, the Judge 2013. Basically his first Bowman auto in a refractor. Great card. Next is a Dynasty Pudge Logo Man, and I don't think it's a true the price you see there is not a bad price, but I don't think it's a true Logo Man. You tell me. I mean, it looks like it might be off of a batting glove. I don't know if there's even such a thing as a true Logo Man. Normally this is a card I'd try to go for. There is just something about the way that the Logo Man is offset, and you can see the stitching on the left side. I don't know, wasn't inspired, but I did want to take a picture. And then you had a couple of these floating around there. These are refractor 2009 Bowman draft pick Mike Trout autos. These are getting down in the affordable range. I've never had a big Mike Trout, so why start now type of thing. Here's a card that we did end up picking up, and the light was right on Tatum's face. This was not my pickup, but one of the people in my party picked this up. Tatum fan, Celtics fan, so got this from Lucas. Gave us a little bit off of that sticker, so great card there. We were looking at Kobe stuff, Kobe autos. This was probably my favorite of the bunch, the Mosaic on card. We go deal with Breakers Row. I don't know if you know Breakers Row. I don't know his first name, but he's so overpriced. He's so overpriced that it's almost hard to get a deal done with him, unless it's a card he's motivated to move. And I don't know that he was I don't remember the price on this, but I don't remember if he was even close to comps on it. But sometimes you just get so disheartened by the price tags that you don't even want to enter into any kind of talks. So we just moved on. This is another great card. I saw the High Voltage Hoops Jordan in a 9.5. What's he gonna do? What's Holiday gonna do? Is it time to maybe rethink things, pick something up like this? I would like a blue if I was gonna get into the Holiday market at all. This was an interesting one. Jaylen Brown, National Treasures True RPA out of 99. I think he had room on that price tag. I have no reason to buy this, but it was just interesting because it seems like this card was doing a lot more than that. And then lastly, this National Treasures Justin Fields. If you think Justin Fields might be, a play, then, and I know this isn't as true. This is a parallel from the National Treasures, but still, it's a patch auto with a nice patch. And for $550, I mean, it's not a bad place to start if you're going to re-enter into the Justin Fields market. And they had some signers. They had Mike Modano. They had the Young brothers, Josh and Jace Young. They had some other guys. They had this kid right there, prospect for the Tom Bean Tomcats, Keaton Reed there, doing a little sign-in with a fan. So let's get into some of the cards that we did pick up. First, I want to say that I made a big move a couple weeks ago, right before the show. I ended up moving this guy, the last holdout from the big, huge Mahomes deal that I made about 3 or 4 years ago. For the 101 booklet that I had, National Treasures booklet, I moved that for some cash and for this. And this was a holdout. I'd just been holding. And then I got an offer that I guess it was a fair offer. I didn't knock it out of the park necessarily, but it was off of eBay. So saved some money there. His market is just so weird. And you just don't know if he wins a third, how much do his high ends go up? How much does this card go up? Last comp was like 30,600. How much does it go up if he wins another Super Bowl? Does it get to 40? Does it get to 35? Do people even want to spend that much on a Mahomes? And if he loses, What happens? Does it dip? Does it get down to 25? I mean, there's just so many questions. It just seemed like I got a fair offer and I took it. All that money's going back into the family fund. But yeah, just thought I'd update you on that. Now, I wonder if I'm a Chiefs fan. I mean, I have two more pretty decent Mahomes cards, but one of the rules of this thing, unwritten, of course, is if you move a big card of a player, you got to kind of root against that guy just to make yourself feel better. And it's hard because I'm a Chiefs fan, always have been, but there's a little part of me that's kind of hoping he gets knocked off and I can feel better about myself. And so that's the downside. But anyway, let's get into it. Here's what I picked up. Let's start with this. Got this from my friend Steve. This was actually a pack pulled Steve card from when he was a kid. I have this refractor and a 10, but I'm a sucker for any Finest that still has the coating on it, so I picked this up for $20, and it came straight from my friend's PC as a kid, so it made it a little more special. Picked this up, another bargain pickup, the Darren McFadden Felix Jones NFL Rookie Premier. I think this is the Topps version of Same Day Autos. I think this was signed when they were drafted at the Rookie Premier. This was $15. This was the first Darren McFadden card I picked up of the show. But I have a lot of family that went to University of Arkansas. Of course, these were two guys that put University of Arkansas football on the map back in the early 2000s. And then Felix Jones went on to have a little run with the Cowboys. Darren McFadden was with the Raiders. So that was a fun little pickup. And let's see, my next one is my second Darren McFadden of the show. This was $15 as well. And what drew me to this is it's game used and it's got a little piece of the Raider face there. So how cool is that? And I was doing a little research on this Upper Deck Epics. Something about the surface of this card is not foil, but they can make it look like it was foil in spots. So that's kind of interesting. And then lastly, here, this was gifted to me by a friend named Brendan. He knows that I am a Dale Murphy guy. And to get a buyback Murphy on a 1987 Topps card, I mean, this is just right up my alley. So thank you, Brendan. Got the auto down there. 87 Topps Dale Murphy, man. As a 12-year-old, this would have been probably the best card in my collection. Now it's just kind of a throw-in, It's not even that big a deal, but we forget how cool these cards would have been to our younger selves, and this definitely fits that bill. Let me get into a couple things I picked up, not at the show, but recent pickups. I made 2 Bryce Young pickups because I really think Bryce Young is going to be the hottest, one of the hottest. Well, of course, Jaden Daniels. God bless America, that kid. Jaden Daniels is going to be the hottest quarterback going into the summer, but Bryce Young is having a resurgence for sure. I don't know if you followed how he closed out the 2024 NFL season, but man, he looked great. So I picked this one up, and I got one coming in the mail, a green scope prism. I'm telling you, there's some people with some eyes on Bryce Young, so his prices definitely are a little higher than they used to be, but he's a pretty cheap buy. And I think, for a color match, the No Huddle out of 99, I believe. Pretty cool card there. Next, I showed this on Instagram, but not here. I picked up a run of the Mattingly 84 cards. He had 4 parallels, so essentially it's the 84 Topps Mattingly Rainbow. Here's the Nestle hand cut PSA 8, so that's a pretty high grade for a hand cut card. Then you've got the O.P.G., the Canadian friend. Then you've got the Tiffany, the premium version of that card. And then lastly, you have the base in a 9. So there's the 84 Topps Mattingly Rookie Rainbow. Man, the rainbows used to be so easy, right? Not anymore. But I thought that was fun. A fun little project, and it was very cheap to do. Couple more before the show pickups. I got, so been, really learning and exploring the 90s parallel market, and learned about these 97 embossed refractors, and they're just really, really great cards. And these were cheap, like $40 each. Curt Schilling, who I respect as a player and as a person, but look at the shine on that thing. Very cool card there. I don't really have a Schilling PC, but this seller had both of these, and I was able to do a little deal. Like I said, $40 each, so super cheap. And here's a guy that I do PC a little bit, Juan Gonzalez, with the Power embossed refractor from 97, finest. Also got, speaking of the Rangers, another Ranger here, the newest and best prospect currently in the Rangers farm system is Sebastian Walcott, a shortstop from, I believe he is from, where is he from? I want to say Jamaica. Where's he from? No, Bahamas. Yeah, he's one of the few prospects to ever come out of the Bahamas. And they are, I've heard the name Juan Soto thrown around as a comp for him. He's actually in AA right now and playing in my hometown here in Frisco. So try to get out there this summer and see a game if I can get on it, if I can schedule it, because we're playing ball too. But Sebastian Walcott, he does not have a first Bowman auto. So his first Bowman cards that aren't auto, non-autos, are pretty nice to collect. I don't know what to say. But this is the Sapphire version, color match. This was fairly cheap, like $80. And then he has 2 autos out of 2024. This is the Mega Box auto. This is a little bit cheaper than the other one. I'm just searching for the True Blues, and the other True Blue is really expensive, and it's hard to find. I haven't found one yet. But this is a nice one, out of 150. And there was a TCG show, a smaller show, a couple weeks ago here in Dallas that we went to, and it was so packed. It was at a mall, pretty big mall, and they had about 3 or 4 stores rented out, and that's where they had the show. But it was so packed, we had to wait 30 minutes to get in line. I took Keaton and we went, and there was a guy that had a couple sports cards, so I picked up these. I think this was like $20, and this was like $30 maybe. No, a little more than that. But this is my second gold medallion. I have an 8, I have a 9, and this is an 8. So, but I got a good deal on both of these. Kobe documentary is about to come out. I think his cards will see a little bit of a pump. Not that they need it. And then I think that brings us to the show pickups. Let's see. Yes, indeed. Let me just put these in order. So there are my 2 gold medallions right there, the 8 and the 9. These are all cards I already had, but I brought them out just to update the 90s parallel Kobe Jordan collection, because that's what I picked up at the show. Let's start here. This is probably the smallest of the bunch. This is the 96 Stadium Club Special Forces Jordan. I'm a sucker for stars, like the actual design star. And this is full of stars. So this was a cool little pickup. And it's embossed, if you can see. It's pretty neat card. Refractors. And an 8 was affordable. There's the back. I love 8s. That's where I want to be with this 90s stuff. The 8s are the ones I think everybody wants. So they're kind of hard to find. The 9s and the 10s are just kind of out of reach. But that was a pickup from the show. That was the first one. I'll show this one next. This is a Kobe Skybox Premium from 97, second year for him. This is a pretty rare parallel. I think this is one in a 900 something packs, if I'm right. This is really cool, and if you hold it in the dark, the lightning bolts actually are glow in the dark. So got that in an 8, happy to pick that up. And I'm trying to match the, I'll show you the back too, the back refractors as well, or refracts as well. So lots of shine going on in that card. I'm trying to match the Kobe and Jordan parallels. So I had to pick this up. Now this one's a little bit bigger, and so I had to get the 7. Actually, this was the only grade that they had this card, that Remington, if you know Remington, got it from him, and he had this in a 7, which I probably couldn't have gotten into an 8 and a 9, and I think a 10 does, I want to say 25K on this card. This is just a great card, and it pairs and it matches with the Kobe, so it made sense. So we're looking at the first 3 pickups there. And so, let's see. Speaking of pairing up Kobe and Jordans, I got this earlier at the last show, the show in November. I got the Planet Metal Kobe, and so I added the Jordan. And I bought this, what is this called? Slab mag? Yeah, slab mag. I bought this slab mag to put it in because the guy I got it from had it in a red slab mag, and he took it back. So I went and got it because I just thought it looked so good in this. I'm going to try to start getting more slab mags, I think, just for the nicer cards and the ones that will bring out. Like this one doesn't have a ton of red. This card doesn't have a ton of red, but it's got the red of the Bulls. It's got the red of that design in the back. And it's just subtle enough that the red of the slab mag kind of accentuates it perfectly. So that's a pair here. And that's a pair there. I think that's the only 2 pair I have so far. And then this was one I was trying to find. This is the last pickup of the show. Been looking for this. These aren't too hard to find, but look at that, man. It's got just a gorgeous card. And in the purple slab mag, it just gives it the chef's kiss, doesn't it? It's just beautiful. But I was looking for this in an 8, found it. One of the old honeypot table that I did a lot of business with last show had this in a 9, but the 9s are just out of reach. So I was happy to find this in an 8. Guy was standing right over my shoulder when I picked this up, and he was like, man, he was going to pick this up right behind me if I didn't grab it. So I was happy to grab it. So that's kind of it for 2025 Dallas Card Show, first one of the year. Let me lay out. Let me see if I can get all of the, well, I probably can't. So let me just go through these. I'll go through these and show you. Like I said, I've been moving so many of my, well, I moved the Herberts that I had. I moved some bigger Lucas. If you didn't see that deal, it's in the last video I posted. That was a pretty big deal. So I've turned a little bit of that money into 90s parallels. And this is kind of where I'm at with that at the moment. Let's just take a quick run through. So got Kobe Fleer Metal Rookie from 96. Got the 97 Metal Universe and a Gem 10. Got the gold medallion from 98 Ultra and an 8. Got the gold medallion and a 9. Got the Ultra Gold Medallion Jordan from 97 and a PSA 8. Got the 98 Topps Bombardiers Jordan and an 8. This is a really awesome card here. The 95 Skybox Premium Meltdown Jordan and an 8. Beautiful, just beautiful. Scoring Kings, purple slab mag. There's the back. This thing just lights up, doesn't it? Love that card. Got the 97 Planet Metal Jordan and the red slab mag. Paired up with the 97 Planet Metal Kobe. The standalone. I don't think there's a Kobe. Matter of fact, well, there might be. I have to check, but I don't know that there's a Special Forces Kobe. But 96 Stadium Club Jordan Special Forces in an 8. And the 97 Skybox Premium Thunder and Lightning Jordan and a 7 to go with the Kobe version in an 8. Loving the 90s parallel collection that I'm starting to put together. And I don't see that changing anytime soon. Selling off the modern stuff, going backwards in time. And, you know, it seemed like there was a lot of dealers that their showcases just looked like this, like 90s inserts, Kobe Jordans. So they're pretty popular. And with that, I will sign off. Happy Inauguration Day. Let's hope it's a great 4 years with this guy right here. I think he's going to do a good job. I think he's going to keep the promises that he's made and get us back on track. Until next time, y'all, have a good one. See ya.